A deeply tragic scene unfolded on Friday afternoon at the Dubai Air Show. Around 2:10 p.m. local time, a single-engine Indian HAL Tejas fighter jet plunged to the ground during a live aerial demonstration in front of onlookers. Spectators who had gathered in viewing enclosures near Al Maktoum International Airport watched in horror as the jet, after performing a series of maneuvers, suddenly lost control. According to eyewitnesses, the aircraft appeared to go into a dive and descended rapidly toward the ground. Almost immediately, a thick plume of black smoke billowed into the sky from the crash site. Sirens wailed, and rescue teams rushed in, but by then the damage had already been done. The Indian Air Force (IAF) confirmed that the pilot had sustained fatal injuries in the accident. A court of inquiry is being established to meticulously investigate the cause of the crash. The jet involved, the Tejas, is India's light combat aircraft, developed indigenously by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL) in collaboration with the Aeronautical Development Agency. This particular model, the Mk-1, is a multirole delta-wing aircraft designed for air defense and ground attack missions. Strategically, the Tejas has been a flagship of India's Make in India defense vision, aiming to reduce reliance on foreign fighter platforms. Over the years, HAL and the Indian Ministry of Defence have invested heavily in the Tejas program, and it plays a key role in India's future air power modernization. Officials and aviation analysts are already drawing parallels to a previous Tejas crash. In March 2024, a Tejas jet crashed during an exercise in Rajasthan near Jaisalmer. In that incident, however, the pilot ejected safely. In the current crash, it remains unclear whether the pilot attempted to eject or whether the ejection system functioned. Eyewitnesses did not report seeing a parachute, and no confirmation has come yet from official sources. As rescue teams and medical personnel worked at the scene, the rest of the air show was disrupted. Organizers temporarily halted further flying demonstrations, and attendees were directed to return to the exhibition area. The aura of celebration that had filled the Dubai Air Show turned somber in a matter of minutes. What was meant to be a showcase of aviation excellence for India turned into a national tragedy with global resonance. HAL Tejas has been a symbol of India's ambition in aerospace. The aircraft is relatively small, agile, and light, designed to be cost-effective while delivering capable performance. The Mk-1A variant, which is a more modern upgrade, is equipped with new radar, an electronic warfare suite, and beyond visual range missile capability, but it isn't clear yet which specific version crashed. Beyond technical capabilities, the Tejas is central to India's long-term strategy of self-reliance. Its production helps reduce dependence on imported fighters and strengthens domestic aerospace manufacturing. Coming to the day's events, the Dubai Air Show is one of the world's premier aerospace exhibitions, held biennially. The crash occurred on the final day of the event, making it all the more shocking for attendees. Witnesses on the ground reported that the jet seemed to execute a negative G-turn, a maneuver that stresses pilot and machine by pulling force in a direction opposite to gravity. According to some sources, the pilot failed to recover from this turn, which may have triggered loss of altitude. The IAF's official statement expressed deep regret over the loss of life and emphasized solidarity with the bereaved family. At the same time, it pledged a full and transparent investigation. This incident is likely to spark intense scrutiny, not only from aviation regulators, but also from defense stakeholders. Questions will be asked about pilot training, aircraft maintenance, the safety protocols of flight demonstrations, and whether there were any technical malfunctions. From a geopolitical perspective, the crash is a blow to India's prestige. The Tejas is not just a military asset, it is a showcase of India's indigenous capability. A crash during a global event like the Dubai Air Show could reverberate beyond national borders. On the business side, HAL and India's defense establishment may face renewed pressure. Export ambitions for the Tejas could be re-evaluated, potential buyers may express caution, and future orders could be affected. Already, the market is watching. The Tejas program, while successful in many ways, has had its share of critics and skeptics. A high-profile crash like this may give renewed fuel to such debates. Families of the pilot will now be central to this story, their grief, the inquiry, and how accountability is handled. The IAF's court of inquiry must not only find technical causes but also address human factors, decision-making, risk assessment, and flight safety culture. The pilot's name has not yet been released publicly, but his sacrifice is being mourned. Within the Indian defense community, this loss may resonate deeply. Every pilot is a symbol, and in airshows, they put their lives on the line for national pride. This crash also raises solemn questions about air demonstration protocols. Airshows are inherently risky, even for the most skilled aviators. Aerobatic routines demand absolute precision, deep situational awareness, and control systems that must function flawlessly. There will also be pressure on HAL to fully cooperate with the inquiry and share data, flight data recorder, maintenance logbooks, pilots' health and training records, even telemetry from the aircraft's instrumentation. In parallel, international observers may be watching how the IAF handles this. If the investigation is transparent, prompt, and credible, India can maintain trust in its defense aviation programs. If not, criticism may mount. Media coverage from around the world is already extensive. Major outlets are reporting the crash as breaking news. Social media is flooded with eyewitness videos, some showing the moment of impact, others showing the smoke and rescue response. Analysts will likely revisit Tejas' safety record. The March 2024 crash will come under renewed focus. They may examine whether certain risk patterns are emerging, especially under demonstration or low-altitude flying conditions. There might also be questions about the aircraft's ejection seat. Tejas is equipped with a 0-0 ejection seat, meant to work even at zero altitude and zero airspeed. If the pilot could not eject, investigators will want to know why. Beyond technical investigations, there will be emotional and political fallout. The loss of a pilot is deeply felt in military circles. For India, a crash on an international stage like Dubai could become part of larger discourse about defense readiness and risk management. To the public, such a crash is a stark reminder that behind every flying demonstration, there is very real danger. Behind every agile maneuver and smoke trail in the sky, there is a pilot whose life depends on split-second decisions. In the coming days, we can expect the IAF to release more detailed statements, possibly including the identity of the pilot, HAL to offer technical clarifications, and independent experts to weigh in with their analyses. There could also be a call for safety reviews for future airshows, not just in India, but globally. Organizers might demand stricter altitude minimums, tighter turn restrictions, or more conservative maneuvers to minimize risk. In terms of long-term impact, the crash could influence future sales or export contracts for the Tejas. Potential customers will likely press for reassurances on safety, maintenance, and reliability. India's defense procurement and development ecosystem may also feel pressure. The Tejas program, while a flagship, will need to weather this storm with responsible leadership, transparent investigation, and technical accountability. On a human level, the pilot's family, his squadron mates, and the broader IAF will mourn deeply. But they will also hope that lessons are learned, that his loss will not be in vain, and that safeguards are strengthened to prevent a repeat. At the same time, the aviation community will reflect on the nature of airshows. These events are as much about spectacle as they are about demonstrating capability, but when things go wrong, the cost can be profound and tragic. The crash has jolted spectators, aviation fans, and defense watchers alike. For many, it is a reminder of how fragile human life is, even with advanced machines. For India, it is a moment of crisis for one of its most important military aviation programs. In the days to come, the narrative will unfold on several fronts: technical, what went wrong; regulatory, how safety will improve; emotional, mourning the pilot; and strategic, what this means for India's aerospace ambitions. This is not just an accident. It is a turning point. A moment that will be dissected, debated, and remembered. May the inquiry find the truth. May the lessons save future lives. And may the pilot rest with honor.